Hello and welcome. I am Leah. Today, you're going to improve your English by listening to one of the greatest stories in history, the story of Alexander the Great, the young king, who conquered much of the known world before he was 33 years old. As you listen, don't worry if you don't understand every word. Just relax, enjoy the story, and your English will improve naturally. Let's begin. More than 2,300 years ago, there was a small kingdom called Macedonia. It was located just north of ancient Greece. Many people believed Macedonia was not as powerful or as cultured as the famous Greek city-states like Athens and Sparta. But everything was about to change. The king of Macedonia was Philip II. He was a brilliant military leader who transformed his small kingdom into one of the strongest powers in the region. He created a highly trained army and dreamed of conquering the mighty Persian Empire. However, Philip had another dream. He wanted his young son to become an even greater ruler. That boy's name was Alexander. Today's vocabulary: located, situated, or found in a particular place. Example: Macedonia was located north of ancient Greece. Cultured, educated, and interested in art, knowledge, and ideas. Example: Athens was known as a cultured city with many philosophers and artists. 5. Transform, to change something completely and make it better or different. Example: Philip II transformed Macedonia into a strong military power. Mighty, very strong, powerful, or impressive. Example: the mighty Persian Empire controlled a huge territory. Conquer, to take control of a place by force. Example: Alexander wanted to conquer new lands and expand his empire. Alexander was born in 356 BC in the city of Pella, the capital of Macedonia. From the moment he was born, stories surrounded him. His mother, Queen Olympias, believed her son was destined for greatness. She often told Alexander that he was chosen by the gods. Whether those stories were true or not, they had a powerful effect on the young prince. Alexander grew up believing that anything was possible if he was brave enough. As a child, Alexander was very curious. He loved asking questions. He wanted to know how the world worked. He asked about distant lands, strange animals, powerful kings, and great battles. Unlike many children of his age, Alexander didn't dream of living a quiet life. He dreamed of exploring lands that no Macedonian had ever seen. He wanted to become a hero whose name would never be forgotten. Alexander's father made sure his son received the best education possible. When Alexander was 13 years old, King Philip chose one of the greatest thinkers in history to become his teacher. His name was Aristotle. Aristotle taught Alexander many subjects. He learned philosophy, science, medicine, history, geography, literature, and politics. But Aristotle didn't just teach facts. He taught Alexander how to think. He encouraged him to ask questions, solve problems, and understand different cultures. These lessons would later help Alexander become not only a great soldier, but also an intelligent leader. Alexander especially loved reading stories about heroes. His favorite book was the Iliad, the famous Greek epic poem about the Trojan War. His favorite hero was Achilles. Achilles was brave, fearless, and willing to risk everything for glory. Alexander admired him so much that he tried to live like his hero. He believed that true greatness required courage, determination, and sacrifice. Surround, to be around someone or something. Example: many legends surrounded Alexander from the moment he was born. Destined, believed to be certain to become something or do something in the future. Example: Alexander's mother believed he was destined for greatness. Effect: a change or result caused by something. Example: His mother's stories had a powerful effect on Alexander's confidence. Distant, far away in space or time. Example: Alexander dreamed of exploring distant lands. Encourage, to give someone confidence or support to do something. Example: Aristotle encouraged Alexander to ask questions and solve problems. Epic, a long story about heroic actions and adventures. Example: The Iliad is an epic poem about the Trojan War. Sacrifice, giving up something important for a bigger goal. Example: Great leaders often make sacrifices to achieve success. One day, when Alexander was still a boy, an enormous black horse was brought to the royal palace. The horse was beautiful but wild. No one could ride it. One soldier tried. The horse threw him off. Another man tried. He failed too. Even experienced horse trainers couldn't control the animal. King Philip became frustrated. "This horse is useless," he said. "Take it away." But young Alexander noticed something unusual. The horse wasn't angry, it was frightened. Alexander realized that every time the horse looked at the ground, it became afraid of its own shadow. The adults had missed something that a curious boy had seen. Alexander walked slowly toward the horse. He spoke softly. He gently turned the horse toward the sun so it could no longer see its shadow. Then, very carefully, he climbed onto its back. Everyone held their breath. For a moment, nothing happened. Then the horse began to run. Alexander held on tightly. He rode across the field with confidence. When he returned, the crowd erupted into cheers. King Philip looked proudly at his son and said, "My son, you must find a kingdom large enough for your ambitions. Macedonia is too small for you." The horse became Alexander's loyal companion. Its name was Bucephalus, and it would carry Alexander into many famous battles. This story showed something important about Alexander. He wasn't successful because he was the strongest. He was successful, because he observed carefully, stayed calm, and solved problems that others couldn't. These qualities would later make him one of history's greatest military leaders. Vocabulary review. Let's review some useful words from today's story. Kingdom, a country ruled by a king or queen. Macedonia was a small kingdom. Curious, wanting to learn or know more. Alexander was a curious child. Destined, believed to be certain to happen. His mother believed he was destined for greatness. Brilliant, extremely intelligent or skillful. King Philip was a brilliant military leader. Conquer, to take control of a country or land by force. Philip wanted to conquer Persia. Fearless, showing no fear. Achilles was a fearless warrior. Shadow, the dark shape made when light is blocked. The horse was afraid of its own shadow. Companion, a friend who stays with you. Thank you for listening. In part 2, Alexander's life changes forever. His father is assassinated. 20-year-old Alexander becomes king. Enemies rise against him, and he begins the incredible journey that will make him known as Alexander the Great.